know, I think we're long overdue for an update. It has been mental. Absolutely mental. I've been that balls deep in operation stuff, guys. The thought of getting the camera out and trying to capture any of it, I actually even did a few times because and it just went to shit. I ended up filming a fraction of a video, forgetting about the rest, and I don't think there's one good video to stitch between them. But got some fantastic news. I'm going to give you a load of updates throughout this video. Got loads of shit to do, sorting out today. 2 shipments heading in, ponds to sort, and I'm sure I didn't get this video out. I've had a delivery of new showers to the greenhouse. I'm about to flip it around and show you. All lined up now. They're not running yet, mind, Jesus Christ, but they're in and looking good. So let's start with that, and then I've got a very, very special event coming up that I'm hoping you're all gonna want to jump on and take part in. More on that coming though. So as you can see now, the big greenhouse is completely showered up down both sides. Looks pretty cool. And this time I've gone for a split, so 2 smaller units just to make them a bit easier to handle for maintenance and stuff like that. So what I'm going to be doing is coming straight up the middle, pump will be down there, straight up the middle and split into them inlets. You can see the quality, it's the highest quality, thickest material. Absolute superb weld quality. And as you can see, no expense spared. All welded in. The bases are all water jet cut and welded in. No trays sat in these bad boys. They are built to last a lifetime. Absolutely superb quality. Yeah, well, they're looking nice. I've a bit of sorting to do. I've got a lot of auto feeders turned off, to be fair. The sorting I've got to get done. Look at them. Happy as pigs in shit. And this pond down here as well, look. These are super on it at the minute. This is probably now an absolute best Nisai pond. And there's some tanks in here, absolute units. Also in need of a sort out. Want to get everything set now for the growing. Get stuff out that's just going to be fish for sale. They're looking good. Cannot wait to get them showers churning as well. I'm hoping I've got that absolutely massive Awaza, was it Aquamax Expert, Eco Expert. Got one of them already, the 28,000, so that's going to get running on one of these. This pond does need a repair, however, because the bottom drain has somehow come off. So at some point in my sorting, I need to get to the point where we can get this drained off to do that. So yeah, smashing it. I'm even thinking, I don't know whether those pumps are a huge investment, so whether I wait a little bit longer and go for all them, or jump in and get these EA ones for a while. But I've got to say, I'm not a huge fan of those, so let's wait and see. But just another hint, what you can see over my shoulder, Tosai. But for now, outside I've got a pond drain down as we're starting to ship out. I've had 2 events in the past 2 weekends. Takano Sankey one, a test pilot event for some like a sales event. Had a lot of the higher end pieces that I've got there, and then last weekend our collection event. So off the back of that, actually starting to get a bit of pond space, which isn't going to be that way for long. But the pond that I've just emptied again's had a bottom drain come off, so I'm going to go and flip that on so we can get that filled back up and go from there. So the pond is one of these outdoor systems that I've got. They're around 750 gallons, and they actually use one of them. Look, they are a bit shit, but a 1.5 inch Tommy drain, and they're actually pump fed systems. The pump's dry sighted in that chamber there, pumps up the heat exchangers under there as well, pumps up through that, the UV, and then into our homemade trickle tower. That is running a bit slow at the minute because since the water level's gone down, the head height's gone right up. So get that bad boy popped back on and I can get this filled up. Oh, fucking water's fresh. There's another job done. So I didn't manage to land on my arse either. Next one, crikey, get my head around sorting these ponds. For now, however, I'm going to take you around and show you what I've got lined up for this event. It's a real spread. It really is. It's going to be a physical event at our retail venue in Retford. So bear with me. Let's go have a walk back through the greenhouses and let me show you what I've got in store. For now though, I'm just going to whack the temperature up on that one, get it going. Small amount of water like this on that system really won't take long, because it'll likely have new fish coming out the greenhouse into that one. But you can see the inner workings under there, look. Aquamax pump there, pump feeding off the bottom drain through the heat exchanger and up and out. So this event, 3rd of May, Saturday the 3rd of May, 1 day only. Tosai Festival. We have got loads lined up for it. It's just going to be heaps of affordable, great mix of stuff as well for either your growing ponds or your main pond for the summer ahead. Here I've got golden corn, new type original ones, so the Ginrin and the non-Ginrin ones, the whole lot from Taniguchi. We're going to have a selection of them for a start. I think that's worth it alone. Not many of these around at the moment. I pretty much bagged the lot, I think, through my obsession with them, but they are amazing. If you need any reminder of what golden corn can do, that humongous Nisai. Trying to find the other. We've got one over there. That beast there. They are all Nisai that I've raised from that size I've just shown you 12 months ago. They are beasts, and that one was almost pure white. Amazing. Then here we have an amazing mix of stuff. Always some of the best Tosai batches to get this. Ikarashi Ozumi. All the weird and wonderful. No normal Gosanki in sight in here. There's just about everything else. He's one of the main men for the weird and wonderful. Keeps cropping up with new stuff all the time. So we'll have a selection of those prepared. And another wacky and wonderful mix. One of my absolute favourites, staple every year. Koda Koi Farm. Lovely Ginrin, Deutz, Goshkis, you name it again. Absolutely never fail these things. Showa now as well. He really has got the whole shebang going on in here. Nice size them as well, pretty similar to the Ozumi in the last batch. So doing incredibly well. And then next door, Showa and Deutz Ginrin Komonryu. Now in essence, Deutz Ginrin Komonryu is what the Black Zeus was. These are not those, but got some information on the parent lineage coming up. They are pretty cool. Don't look a lot at the minute, but I've got a lot of experience in knowing how they, especially Komonryu, tend to develop. Can't even see them that well, but trust me, they are pretty cool. And the Showas are actually amongst some of the best I've seen. The Sumi quality on them's absolutely popping, and that's always the hardest part with Showa. And what else have we got, eh? That's the Takano Sankey event fish, absolutely flying. They've settled back in really well and already massively back on the food them. Looking superb. NND Kwaku event fish, these are just absolute units, it's ridiculous. But yes, 2 more batches. Gotta have a bit of Gosanki, these are delightful. This is all Taniguchi Koi Farm. A lot of Kohaku, we've got some Ginrin Showa in there, tiny bit of Ginrin Sankey. But the quality level, a few Showa as well. He always dominates. Not only is it a super quality bloodline, his patterns and kind of overall value for money, I think, is untouchable. So we have those, and then what's somehow very quickly become a green swamp. Took a bit of battling to get these, and I know there's no others in the country. Marido Karashigoi. been a little while now. I think it's been a year or two since I had Karashi on site. Marudo, pretty much the OG bloodline in Karashigoi. A powerhouse for growth. We've already done the Ginrin Chags and Chagois. Now it's time for these, and these are banging. The speed and rate at which they've grown already is absolutely savage, honestly. Effortless for them. So that's the spread. We're going to have full information coming out about it, but get that date in your diary. It's at the, let's say, our retail venue in Retford, and it's just a case of turn up. No need to book, do anything. The doors will be open. Everything will be first come, first serve. Prices are going to be super good on all that stuff. And you just be able to grab a bowl, grab a net, pick out what you want. Happy days, take them away with you on the day and get them growing throughout this summer. So I do hope to see a lot of you there. It'll be absolutely amazing. We'll have teas, coffees, and a mega supply of biscuits all day, of course. And yeah, some cracking fish. So with that said, I'm going to go and have a coffee, get my head around what fish I'm shifting around here. Of course, I'm going to share that with you today. And to be honest, we'll see what else ends up in this video, because there's shitloads to do. But just before I go, deal with this, yet another fucking drum failure this morning. Honestly, I'm losing the will to live. I've got that pond over there I'm battling on a daily basis. Probably looking like now it's going to be the motor. But yeah, I absolutely despair. Another little hack I'm going to share with you all. This stuff, sodium thiosulfate, is incredibly handy to have. Now, it's pretty much, you can't really overdose with it. This neutralizes chlorines, chloramines, it goes into a whole load of stuff. It also the very best way to neutralize potassium permanganate. Not hydrogen peroxide, which just basically is a bigger oxidizer and oxidizes over the top, often leaving your fish looking shit after. This completely actually neutralizes it. Used it yesterday while I was treating a pond. Instant, it's fantastic. See it in there, I'm just about to get that whacked in the pond that I'm just topping up. What that'll allow me to do is probably just fill that up a lot. I'll still run it through the inline dechlorinator, but I'll be able to top it up a lot faster, and this will just keep neutralizing while it's filling up. Right, first one. This is currently a sales pond, stock holding pond. We've been kind of piling a lot of stuff into it now, and I generally have to think, wow, that fish is unsold, where do I want it? Because there's a lot of high quality fish out here still with great potential. So these ponds, if I keep the stocking level right, we can do all right with them, but they're better suited to keeping Tosai in for a bit longer term. Therefore, there's some fish in here right now I'm just going to pick out that are going to go into pond 10 here, this Nexus pond, where there's more space and I can feed heavier. The quality level in here is rather high. I've got Sakai pieces and all sorts, all Nisai as well. So as I've been picking fish out, that real final selection before this next growing season, generally those real good pieces are ending up in here because I can really care for them while they're in this pond. So let's have a look what I've got. So as you can see, there's quite a few gems in here, that Maruyama Kohaku being one. Check out the belly on that. And then this Sekiguchi Showa, I actually offered this out a while back. It's one of the few unsold fish from one of our auctions, I think. Say one, it might have only been a couple. Slowly, I'm going to sit on that one for a while longer, and I'm sure there might be a few regrets then at that point. But I'll be sure not to share that. I won't like to upset anyone. And this piece, I've really been enjoying watching this. This is a Sakamaki Showa. Really wasn't looking much, but now all of a sudden all that Sumi's starting to come up in some wonderful places. So another one there I think deserves a little bit more time. And that's no slouch. Maruyama Ginrin Kohaku. It's female, that one as well. Absolutely beautiful. Skin's gleaming. That huge Maruyama head look. That's them bits done. So yesterday I actually started through our Koi online group selling some of the fish that don't turn out as expected. And I think this is a worthwhile. Cole's actually doing it down there now, a few more, because for me, I think you've come to understand by now the standards that I hold in what I'm doing. And the minutes, sometimes there's very small things, sometimes they're a bit bigger, like a body deformity or something like that. But there's a reality, there's sometimes it all gets hidden away, like it's a bad thing. But I know some of you guys out there, you know, the quality of some of these fish that end up going is absolutely nuts because of something that I can't accept for my reasons, albeit commercially it doesn't make sense because all of a sudden we can't get the value for. And when I notice these things, no matter how small they are, I have to be completely transparent about it. I can't be any other way. But on that base, I do understand there's people out there, koi keepers, who aren't that fussy and would quite happily enjoy that quality piece in their pond for the major heavily reduced price that it is. So we started it yesterday. It's gone down really well. When we're talking, I mean, we've just done a Momotaro Showa in one pond that absolutely devastated me. 47 cm Nisai female. It had a slight body twist and a bit of a gap in its dorsal that I've been struggling to get to grow back. 150 quid. I mean, it's crazy. That fish, just an example, that fish, all good and well, would have been £2,000 easily with the quality of it. It's absolutely nuts. So there you see the huge difference. And there's no shame in putting them out there. For me, it's a part of fish raising. If you actually look at the sheer numbers, percentage-wise, the amount of fish we handle, it's a small amount. But they deserve a nice home to go to as well. So, yeah. That's where they are. And you see them come through, like I say, it's a small number in the grand scheme of things. But why not? Why not? Well, let's go and have a quick look at what Cole's doing before I jump in the greenhouse and start having a sort through in some of them ponds out there. Here he is, look. He's a poorly man and all, Col, aren't you?
Oh, I'm dying.
Fighting off a chest infection, but he still turned up, look. Oh. But yeah, as you can see, guys, look, we just picked him out. I mean, these pieces come out the growing pond yesterday, and they're bonkers quality, Col, aren't they?
Yeah.
You see them there, look. Ginrin Shiro, however, I just noticed it's got a slight twist in its peduncle. Mona Lisa Showa there, it's got a gap in its dorsal that won't grow back. Is that something that will bother a lot of people? There'll be a lot of people out there that it won't bother. So that's what we do, we get them things. It's just pond side, it's very quick process. We net them up, send them out. Cole's there on the WhatsApp, look. Out to people and first come, first serve. Keep it up, mate.
I will do.
So first up, I'm starting in this pond. This is all Nisai that I've raised that I'm planning on growing through to Sanzai. It's way too stocked right now. I've had one attempt at getting it down already, and now I am struggling, but I do know there's a couple of fish that do need to come out, again with little minor faults. It's a pretty cool pond. There's some really mega fish in here. Sukura sagis, there's Koda pieces, sakamaki. A lot of the highlights from a lot of the grow ones last year. Quite a nice mix as well. I like the kind of colour pop. It's quite a bland looking pond, but you've got them few bits looking amongst it that just really stand out. That's saggy there, look. Wow. That's our one. 3 more fish out of there. There's a 2 or 3 I've got question marks around, but I just need a bit more time to get a bit more size, a bit more body on before I make some final assessments. So what I like to do with them now is drop them into, get them actually cooking up, get them going, and then probably in a month or so revisit that, see where they're at. And at some point, the pond's comfortable now, at some point it's going to need chopping down, so it just makes sense to do it that way. So 3 bits there, get them outside, and then I'm moving on to this banger next to me. So next part, I think my plan, this pond here is Sansai, apart from, there's a few customers' fish still. That's actually a Nisai Asagi and the Nisai Shunku. So I think it's time for a few bodies to come out of here. And what I'm going to have to do is kind of forget age and target more the size range for this, because I've actually got Nisai in this pond that will mix quite happily with those. They're of a size enough to, I mean, take that chag there. pretty much mid-60s and phenomenal. So golden corns not far off, so they're going to mix in there. Probably that's the right idea. And I think I have a few other pieces in a couple of ponds that might find a home in there. So right now it would make sense for me to get out of here what's not staying now. Sure, see what space I've got, start getting some of them moved over, because then we can pretty much look to start getting them back on the food. Been staring at that for too long now, so okay, I'm going to get the seine net, get them up, get them in front of me and make a proper assessment from there. This is going to be fun. Well, they just started looking a lot bigger all of a sudden. Wow, not bad there. Dainichi 3-year male. Tell that's Dainichi Benny a mile off. Wowzers. Okawa male Sankey. That's not shy. And look at this. Client's Ginrin Kawabaki I've been growing on. Oh wow, that's from Saito. That's the same. Client's normal Kawabaki. We've got a Nisai Shunku. Size of it, look. Momotaro male. That's savage. That's a 2-year Asagi. Nisai. Crazy, crazy stuff that. Love it. And that's not to mention them 2 Karashigois nestled in there. Cole's getting all excited, look. He's on it. So that's got a couple of customers' Matsukawabakis, a few other fish that are coming out. Oh, look at that Ginrin one there. Body's not looking too shabby on them either, is it? Wow. And now I'm struggling. Look at them Ginrin Karashigoi. Now I am struggling. We'll get that Goshki out. That's a client's. Just going to move pond with that one, I think. This is a Taniguchi one. Just look at what's in there. These 2 also from Saito. So this crazy Matsukawabaki and this one down here that's a beast. It really is a beast as well. Sansai. They're staying until June and they'll be off to their new ponds. But yeah, head scratching time. There you go, look. 23-month-old Okaurasagi. And it's a phenomenal fish as well. Scary. I think we're around 64 at the minute. I'm going to be targeting 75 cm with that as a Sansai. There's nothing telling me we won't be able to do that either. Benny line really progressing well, look. Just bonkers. So there we have Momotaro 3-year male. This was lagging behind a bit, but having seen how it's catched up over the winter, caught up even, I'm excited for the summer ahead with that one. Wow, look at that skin. Got a killer pattern. I really think I'm going to stack the volume on this summer and be transformative for that one. At 61, 62 at the minute. So battle of the males it is. That one is a Sakai piece. From that, you may well have followed the content, that original batch of 1,050 Tosai I had. Now Sansai about 62. That started off live around 15 centimeters when it arrived with me. Very excited for the way that one's heading. So look at that pattern on the bigger body. That is going to be delightful. One of 2 bonkers Saito Ginrin Karashi. Wow. 3-year-old again. That one's hitting about 63 on this measure. Someone else looks impressed with that again, look. Unreal colour, aren't they?
Just scale perfect.
Never mind yellow monkeys.
Yeah, depth of colours. Amazing.
So they're on for a big summer. Really big summer. So 10 gone back in. Smallest fish, that Matsukawabaki, we didn't actually measure it, but the others around 60 to 64. 10 back in, 2 are coming out within the next month, so I've got 8 pieces in there. So right now I do need to have a look round just in the big main pond up there, but first I'm going to swing the net through here. Like I say, these biggest Nisai, because that's competing size wise. This golden corn and a few other bits, and given the very low stocking level that's going to have, even if they are slightly smaller, I think that pond overall will be more beneficial for them for sure. So this pond is nuts. Quickly I've been putting stuff in ready for sorting out, so it's going to be these. I mean that, yes, 2 years old. Pieces like them, this Kiyosagi look, Nisai from Golden Corn, the Mango Achiba. I mean, wow. Those pieces I think benefit from the lower stocking, etc. in there. So big Marathon Kajaku's now sold. That's leaving me tomorrow. That's pretty sad times. So yeah, I'm going to have a work through now, and then what will be left in here again is some really high level Nisai that are already a decent size, just not the bonkers size that a lot of these actually are. Tell you what I'll do, I'll find a link to the original video I did on these Marido Chags. 65 centimetre, 2 years old, and look at the scalation on it as well. It's just insane. The scary thing is as well, it's not even started bodying up yet. It's still, I mean, it looks like a lanky streak of piss to be fair, but scary what that could be in 6 to 12 months time. This fish has been a joy. It is now sold, growing on for the customer over the summer. 63 cm Nisai Kiyosagi from Golden Corn. The coloration's superb, it's flying up under there, look. I think again we're looking towards a 75 centimetre Sansai with that one. Again, female, the body's nowhere near started progressing yet. Scary thoughts. And then one of the best examples of the yellow type corn I've had my hands on. Only Nisai as well. I think it's got to be easiest in 65, that corn. Look at that, look, all that red Kanoko. And still, this is at the part now where it's starting to form. Again, look at that body line. If you want to see something that can grow huge, that size for age, you can't always pack the huge volume on straight away. There's a part of age kicks in there, but genetics with this variety here as well. So I mean, look at this running through it. Look at that red Kanoko, outrageous. Right, Carl, I think people knew my preferences. Were you a yellow corn or a white corn man?
Personally, I'm both.
Oh, that's salesman as well, eh? Well, I'm a yellow corn man. White corn man even, with a yellow Kanoko. And this right here, oh, it's crazy. About 57, 58 cm now as a Nisai. I mean, look how thick that is. Solid. That is going to be a beast. And came from pretty much being plain white. So in there, that has taken us now to 20 fish plus the 2 customers. I really want to keep it around that. However, I know I've got a Deutsch Kajaku. There might be a couple more that end up in there, and at some point a couple may well come out. But my God, there's some prospects, and yeah, not too easy there to split between Nisai and Sansai. In there, batch of fish coming soon, some absolute monsters as well. Yes, that's a Sakai Mango Benny going, yes, it's broken my heart. The gills are slightly flared on it, just look at it. Big Mona Lisa Shiro. That's crazy look, but it is male. Nisai that, I mean that's best parts of 65 and male, there you go. And then now it's a case of sorting through this lot. No slouchers by any means again. We're just deciding what goes back in there now. See that, look, that's a client's mango benigoi. And yes, that's the real colour. Actually looks better in flesh. Ah, it's ridiculous. So just to give you some idea of what's going back into this pond, we'll sarcastically term this the small Nisai pond. 50 to 55 centimetre going back in this one. Generally been over 55 previously. We've got a Okawa Showa and a Dainichi Showa there. Another season on them is going to be pretty frightening. Now, this one, Maruyama masterpiece. This has actually been driving me mad because I've not been able to get an accurate read on the gender. Everything's been looking female for a while. No signs of male, but the vent shape was putting me off a little bit. Just had a look again, I am swinging more now to that female route. Whoa. I mean, it's just everything a Maruyama Kohaku's about. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, that's how Maruyama does Ginrin Kohaku. No more comment. It's crazy, isn't it? The height of that, look. Power characteristics. Well, what did you think to that little lot? Let me know in the comments, what was your favourite piece out of that lot? What are you looking forward to seeing the most over the coming months? And just in case you're wondering, everything you've seen today, unless it's already sold, is available. Feel free to ask. We are planning, because it's this year, I want to document everything before we start growing it. I don't do enough of that. Pictures, videos, the whole shebang. So we'll have records at some point, but if you are interested, feel free to reach out to us. The 2 ponds are about done now. There might be a few pieces to go in there. Just got a few more to move out. And then I'm going to go and, well, I'm going to drink my coffee, figure out the next job. We might be about done for now, because I know I've got a bit of admin work and prep for an auction we've got running tonight with the NND showers. But yeah, wow, them results. I love it. And I'm really going to try and keep them stocking levels. Well, they already are low. I think we're 22 in one. It's 22 in the other at the minute. There'll be a few more going there, but that is a recipe for some monsters by the end of the year. So, I thought that was going to be the end. I've just, however, it is, what, 7:15. I've just nipped up. Takano Sanki's go. Not nipped back up. I've come back up to the farm. The guys have got an auction going on, which we've got all that sorted. But I had that much left unfinished. I have to feel settled when I leave in an evening. And I didn't feel settled. I've been using strong PP in a pond. So just come, that's all reacted off now. That's done, I can relax. Still had hose pipes running, shit topping up. Just complete chaos. Because we were mad with our pond side sales right to the end. I had my kids here as well. They were pushing to go home, so got all that done, back up now, and there's just a couple of ponds I need to get scraped where all of a sudden they've started acting a bit shit. Pond down there that all of a sudden I think the feeder has been introduced, clearly struggling, so I've had to wind them back, but the fish look like they're struggling with life a bit there, so I'm going to get that salted up and done. And then I might see about ending my day. But for now, to be fair, I ain't going to film any more of this because I do need to crack on. But there's some pretty cool stuff there. The season ahead is looking amazing. I mean, just think of the collection of fish that's going to be sat there in October without any of the new stuff coming through or whatnot. Any of the other stuff coming, there's still some cool stuff to come. And yeah, can't wait. Well, let's not forget for now, May 3rd, Tosai event down at our retail unit. All that stuff you've seen earlier in the video. It's going to be amazing. Literally come, see them there in the flesh, pick your pieces out, get the advice from me and the team. Mega stuff. Get that date in your diary. Thanks for watching, and I'll get you some more updates soon.